Welcome back. We're the Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
We're going to do our top 10 Father's Day horror movies, which was actually kind of fun to do. It was actually really neat trying to think of fathers that are in movies, like some good ones, at least.
Yeah. Well, this list was easier for me to put together than the Mother's Day one, for sure.
Yeah.
So, do you have mainly good daddies or bad daddies or a mixture?
It's a mixture, actually.
Because we don't know each other's top 10s when we do this. We just do it on our own and mash it together.
Yeah, it's a mixture as right now. I say most of them are good.
Okay. Most of mine are bad.
Yeah.
Go figure, right?
Yeah. Guess we'll find out. All right. Number 10. This one is actually more of a two-part series or two movies, but I'm going to include it all in one, which is the first one, Jaws. The second one, he's more chasing after the shark, to save the children in Jaws 2. But just Jaws, the father is out there protecting the children, everybody's children, and making sure that this shark doesn't get anybody else. And he's the only one that's actively trying to keep people off the beach.
Yeah.
So
he's the only one that gives a shit.
Yeah.
He happens to be a dad, so he made the list, right?
Yep, that's right. So my number 10 is Jaws.
And I'm coming out swinging. My number 10 is The Shining. And I'm sure most horror fanatics have seen this movie. And obviously it's the alcoholic, abusive, or past abusive, shitty husband playing, the shitty father role. And we all know who have seen the movie, how it ends. And Jack Nicholson does an amazing job in this movie. And it's just one of those fatherly roles that you're glad that he's not your daddy. So my number 10 is The Shining.
Number 9, this is a father-son. They're working together. The father's just passing down his knowledge of work to his son, this is the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Great one.
So, they are doing an autopsy on this woman that they found buried and ends up being a witch. And, and then she ends up killing both of them.
You just gave away the whole movie.
I'm sorry. It's good. Watch it. Even knowing it. I watched it twice already. You watched it probably 30, 40 times.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I always recommend it to everybody, all my horror fanatic friends that have not seen it before. So, yeah. Good choice. I didn't even think to put that on my list.
It's funny because when we were bringing up this list, you're the one that suggested it. I was like, that's a father-son. I was like, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
We forgot. We forget movies as we make the list. So anyway, my number 10 is The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
That wasn't your number 10. It was your number 9.
I'm sorry. So my number 9 is The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
And my number 9 is a father that just wanted to make his daughter happy. And that is The Loved Ones. How far would you go to make your daughter happy when you're pretty passively psycho yourself? So I've talked about this movie in the past. I recommend the watch to everybody, but it's an Australian horror film about a daddy whose daughter got rejected from a boy that she asked to the prom. And so they had their own little prom night in the living room, and it gets really ugly and nasty. And I love this movie. Another bad daddy on my list. So number 9 for me is The Loved Ones.
Yep. All right, number 8. This is one where there's one night where everybody can kill, and this guy, protects his house, and everybody on the street wants him dead. And I just think this is just a neat concept because now the next day after you survive, you now have to face everybody that was actively trying to kill you. So this is The Purge.
Yeah.
So just the first one, I mean, I thought that was, I think that's just the concepts really need that. Like everybody in the street's trying to kill you, and the next day you got to go out and act like nothing happened.
Well, it's horrific to think, oh, just to stabilize society one night of the year, we're just going to let everybody go batshit crazy and commit
Yeah.
all the crime they want. So, and this has Ethan Hawke, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you for throwing this in your top 10. So, good
yeah.
choice.
Anyway, my number 8 is The Purge.
And my number 8 is A Quiet Place. And Doug has not seen this movie
Still.
But the reason it made my Father's Day top 10 horror, it's actually a good daddy helping to protect his family, fight against blind but highly hearing sensitive aliens that just rip you apart, and they suffer a lot, and it's very violent and it's very aggressive, and I don't want to give away the ending, but let's just say he does everything he can to make sure that he protects his family. So number 8 is A Quiet Place.
All right, number 7. Well, this is my favorite movie all time, The Lost Boys. The father's not, he's in the movie, but you don't realize he's the father until the very end when he's announced that, he is protecting his boys, which are the other vampires, and, trying to kind of grow that family a little bit. And this might be my only bad father on the
I was going to
list.
say, that's a bad daddy.
And he's not even actually the father, but it is his boys that he's trying to grow the family. And I thought that's neat to me, different. So my number 7 is The Lost Boys.
And my number 7 is The Mist. And this is a great horror flick. And we actually just watched the star of this movie in Deep Blue Sea. And it reminded me of him being in this movie. He does a great job. So overall, a mist overcomes a community, and they're not sure why, but things in the mist are killing people. And the movie... And the father is trying to protect his 8-year-old son and his wife and other people as they move along. And it has one of the best twists in cinematic history, in my opinion. So because of his dedication and ultimately his choices, this made number 7 on my list.
All right, number 6. This father is just doing God's work. This frailty. And he's, protecting his boys, protecting pretty much the world for all these evil people. And
he thinks.
So
or
anyway,
he might just be completely
crazy,
schizophrenic, delusional, psychotic.
But he has 2 boys, one believes him, one doesn't. And you got to watch the movie to find out which one's right. So, but I think Frailty is just a great movie. It hit my top 10, I think, maybe my top 5 of movies of all time. Yeah. So it's a great movie. You haven't seen it, you need to.
Underrated.
Very. So my number 6 is Frailty.
And my number 6 is the Amityville Horror 2005. I have not seen the original. Of course, it's based off of the real Amityville horror mystery. But I love Ryan Reynolds in this film. And basically, this family moves into a house where a mass murder had just occurred. Just thinking, hey, I got a great price. I got this beautiful house. And the father is a great dad and is slowly overtaken by whatever possessed spiritual presence is there. And he does such a phenomenal job of slowly changing into this dark, abusive, nasty father, husband, person. And the only thing that saves him is actually removing himself from the environment. And I need to watch this again, actually, going through the list. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember I enjoyed it. So my number 6 was The Amityville Horror, 2005.
Number 5. This is a writer that finds some old tapes or 8mm tapes in its attic. Sinister. Just the father in there, you know, with all the kids that end up killing the families. But he just did to me, just trying to find that in that whole atmosphere. Still a good father.
I think he was trying to make a better life.
Yeah. But anyway, my number 5 is Sinister.
And my number 5 is Frailty. Love this movie. I want to view it again because it's been a really long time. But I think the great thing about this movie was that they lost their mom. So it was a widower of 2 boys. And apparently an angel came down to him and said, you are in charge of killing. God came to him and said, you got to kill the demons in this world. And one son believed him, one didn't. And as the movie plays out, it has an amazing twist in it. And he uses 3 specific weapons. One of them's an axe. And it just was very well done, underrated. I don't think that people bring it up enough. And it scored number 5 on my list. I know it scored on yours as well, but Bill Paxton played the father. He did an amazing job. So number 5 for me was Frailty.
All right, number 4. How far would you go when you find out that your kid is in another world, in the further, so they call it? This is Insidious. It's just, the fact that he's going somewhere else to find his kid and bring them back into a world that because you've been there when you were a kid, how evil it is, and to just go there and bring your kid back, and to do it over and over and over and over again. Really,
it's like the never-ending nightmare.
But Insidious is a good movie, so that is my number 4.
My number 4 is different. It's a movie that you have not seen, and it is Get Out. So an interracial couple the female decides to bring her boyfriend home so that he can meet the parents. And through that experience, the boyfriend realizes that things are not as they appear. And the father in this film does a brilliant job. And I don't want to say too much without giving it away, but he notices as they have a party and as things unfold, there's a reason that she brings certain people home. And the father is not who he appears as well. So my number 4 is Get Out. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it.
All right, number 3. This is one we just watched recently before this list as itself, and we didn't realize it was a remake. You've seen the remake. This is Stepfather. We watched the original. It was just a guy that wants the perfect life, and when things don't work out his way, he moves on and finds another family.
No, he just kills him off and then he moves on. I mean, that's what makes it so horrific. He doesn't just go, well, let's get a divorce, let's split our properties. No, he viciously murders them all.
And he preps it with changing his identity and coming back, quits his job, finds a new family.
Yeah, it was beautiful how he was a chameleon in it.
Yeah. New name, new identity, and just that being a schizo with change it where he forgets where he's at half the time.
I think it was more dissociative personality disorder. Like he wasn't sure who he was and he kind of was skipping around. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but This was the one. This was the original from 1987. I enjoyed this movie a lot.
There's 2 and 3, and I want to see them. So I
Yeah.
want to see where else they've gone with this one.
Yeah. I only saw the most recent one, which was actually only rated PG-13. Didn't hold a candle to the original.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good choice.
So my number 3 is The Stepfather.
And my number 3, of course, this is going to make my list. Read the book, love the movie, and actually really enjoy the remakes, and that's Pet Sematary. And we will all never forget the heartbreaking scene where the father, who's a doctor and, has the perfect life, moves out to this beautiful country home with his wife and son and daughter, and his toddler runs out in the road and gets hit by a semi and killed. And I mean, I cannot imagine the pain and agony of that. And then he decides to bury him where he can come back again. And that was not a good decision. But I can see why he would do that. And I thought the acting was great. I am talking about the original Pet Sematary, and the acting was wonderful. And Gage, man.
Yeah.
That he's definitely going to make my killer kid list. But for this list, hats off to the father, poor soul. So number 3 was Pet Sematary for me.
All right, number 2. This one we watched recently, and I wanted to rewatch this because this was number 100 on my top 100, and it's been forever since I've seen it. I want to watch it again. And it's a father that is just protecting not only his family but the town from spiders that are just killing everybody. And this is arachnophobia. And to see Jeff Daniels and a horror film and just, protecting everybody, it was just really good. And I enjoyed it. And rewatching that movie, it's going to go up on my top 100.
Yeah. I would not have normally watched this movie if it wasn't for Doug.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed it. I like Jeff Daniels. When I think Jeff Daniels, I think more of, I know he can do serious roles in comedy, but I didn't realize he did this horror film. So I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was just really neat to just the whole concept and everything. I really enjoyed it.
The special effects were pretty damn good.
Yeah, like they used real spiders.
And I thought the plot was gonna suck, and it didn't. It wasn't too bad. So
yeah, and like even the jump scares. There was times like I know I'm gonna be jump scared, and I was jump scared with it. And I don't get jump scared often, but this one, it got me pretty good.
Wussy when it comes to spiders. So.
Yeah,
there's a spider in the house. Go get it.
That's right. I cut that one off your back.
Yeah.
But anyway, my number 2 is arachnophobia.
Okay. So my number 2 is Stir of Echoes. It's one of the only couple good dads on my list. I like the darker side. So if you haven't seen Stir of Echoes, I highly recommend it. It is about a father who has a son who can connect with spirits and speak with the other side. And it makes that very apparent right off the bat in the movie. Well, he decides to get hypnotized at a party. And after that, it opens a door to a murder mystery that drives him almost completely mad to solve. And just you can see the connection where he had the door closed, where his son has it open. It just is interesting how some people have the gift, and I feel like as you get older it does close down. Let's just say I'm not going to get hypnotized anytime soon because I have seen an apparition as a child. But anyway, it's a great movie. It has a great ending, and he's just doing everything he can to, it's not necessarily him protecting his immediate family, but in a way it is him solving a child's murder in order to get his sanity back so he can move on with his life. So number 2 is Stir of Echoes for me.
All right, number 1, Pet Sematary. This is a father, Rachel said earlier, he loved his family so much that he would bury them when they died to bring them back. Even to the pet, the family pet.
Church.
Yeah.
Which that was, I mean, here's your sign. The cat surely ain't the same.
And he still did it with the son just because he loved his son so much. And then he did it again with his wife. And besides his daughter. But and he knew it was all evil. We're to the point where he had to kill his son. And then
oh gosh, I just dead is better off dead.
Yeah, sometimes dead is better.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for the correction.
It's just a great movie. Like I said,
it's terrifying and it's awful and heartbreaking, and I can't imagine. Don't want to imagine, but would you do it?
that's a real. I would like to say no, but because knowing that everybody's just going to die anyway, but never know.
Yeah, I would not.
Thanks.
Screw with that. Witchcraft, sorcery, old tribal magic at all. I mean, it's just kind of like dealing with the devil. You're going to get burned, you know?
Yeah.
So
anyway, my number one is Pet Sematary.
And
the original.
The original. And my number one is Sinister. This movie scared the shit out of me. And it's interesting because it's hard to say, yes, this father was a true crime writer and he moved into a house knowing, unbeknownst to his family, that a mass murder had occurred there to improve his career so that he could provide better for his family. And when he realizes that things are way darker and more sinister than they appear, in the end, his decision proves not successful. Let's just say that. And I love Ethan Hawke and pretty much everything he does. And this movie has amazing kills in it. And it's just haunting and terrifying and scary and makes my number one for top Father's Day horror. So,
yeah. Right. Like always, we always guess.
Yeah, we guess to see who would guess whose number one is what. And let's see what you chose. Stepfather!
Stepfather is what I chose. It didn't even make her list.
Yeah, well, I guessed right.
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery. I even got the little graves on there. I'm not an artist, but I guessed right. In all fairness, I did want to have a couple honorable mentions when I did this. I had so many fathers in horror movies that I had to go through that my number 11 was 13 Ghosts. Because the father in that,
right. He's gonna make the
goes
sacrifice
through like the ultimate, horror house sacrifice for his family. And I just thought, and after losing his wife and everything and facing that, I thought that was a good choice. And number 12 was The Stepfather, 1987. And I was a little disappointed that it didn't make it up there in my top 10, but I guess based off of my choices from the ranking engine, it didn't. But I did want to mention it. I really did enjoy that movie. The remake, not so much, but the main thing I would critique on the original Stepfather is he's sitting there bludgeoning this guy to death with a 4x4 in a white room, and the only blood is on the 4x4 and a little bit on the guy's shirt and head. I mean, there's no blood anywhere else. It was just, I wish the kills could have been better, but overall, the acting was amazing, and his chameleon in his performance, and just how fucked up it was, that's really messed up. But so not a bad guess, babe. No. And it is an honorable mention for me. And another thing I found funny before we started to record, I said, I have a common denominator in my list, and it's an axe as a weapon. So The Shining, he used an axe. Amityville Horror, there was an axe. Frailty, there was an axe. So, and I'm sure there's like more.
There's an axe up there on the on the screen.
There was an axe. There's an axe up there. Like I was like, that's interesting. So I just figured I'd share that because I kind of noticed the oddities and the connections. But anyway, this list was really fun to do, and
it'd be neat to see how it changes, year to year
as we move along.
Yeah.
Not really a lot of new Father's Day.
I felt like it was easier to do than Mother's Day because the fathers are kind of always kind of in the picture somewhere, usually as the nightmare.
Yeah, well, most of mine were.
Let us know what you guys like or agree with and disagree with.
If you have any Father's Day horror movies or movies that have good or bad daddies that you want to mention, please comment below. If you like this video, hit the like button and check us out on our other social media platforms such as Discord, Kick, Instagram, Facebook.
No. We're the Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
Until next time,
keep the light on.